intuition is telling me there'll be better days.
Good people, thanks for tuning in again. It's been some time. I'm glad you're here. I'm going to give you some background about why I'm doing this because I haven't done that yet. I am doing this for a couple reasons. One reason is sometimes I feel for those that are quiet or shy, reserved, they don't have maybe a close friend or somebody to look towards for any advice or guidance. And that's not me saying that I am some wise person to deliver you information. More so, if you're in a situation where you're seeking something and don't have a person to turn to, you could turn here. So that was one of the ideas behind this. Another idea is sometimes I feel personally, and if you know me, you understand this, I have things to say about random subjects. So this is an outlet for me to just speak these things. So it does something for me. I could just get things out into the world for myself and then for people to hear. And then lastly, just for anybody that can relate or pull something from anything that I'm saying or has anything to offer back to what I'm saying, to further push each other to expand our minds, expand our thoughts, to break things we believe, and to have rebirth of new ideas, new thoughts in our life, and just to further push each other to kind of create a conversation, even though no conversation has really been created yet, but I'm hoping someday that does occur. So if you got something to say, let me know. We can talk about it. But yeah, so today I wanted to talk about the importance or the value in power behind your word. What it means to own your word, how important it is to tell the truth. I've always held this pretty close to me. I've been one to always have the intention to tell the truth and so forth, but there's a lot of reasons behind that, and not just because it's morally right. Obviously that's a big reason, but I think it goes deeper than that. So overall, if you speak the truth over time, you feel better about yourself. And I just think that's factual. I don't really think you could debate that unless you're a little crazy in the head, if you're narcissistic or psychopathic, where your goal is to just get ahead no matter what. If that's lying, it doesn't matter because you don't have any repercussive feelings about that. You just say, whatever I got to do to get ahead, I'm cool with doing that. But if you look around and observe people that do that, even if you're not actually crazy, if you look at the relationships of these people that these people have with other people, you'll see that they're not that strong and they're not necessarily desirable to be around. So you can see the detrimental effect it has if you aren't truthful right there. It's just, speaking from yourself, if I'm not truthful, my relationships with others will be affected negatively. People won't gravitate towards you. They won't care to hear as much as what you have to say. They won't care to be honest and share parts of their life with you. Because if you work over the years to really be honest and value the things you say, over time you build the power of your word, and it's something that people look for, something that can be trusted. If somebody comes to you and they want to hear your opinion or your advice on it, well, if they've had past experience where they don't really buy into the things you say, or if they've caught you in lies or fibs or things like that, you're not going to be that person that they're going to go to anymore. So you're taking yourself out of the equation. You are creating divide in your friendships, in your relationships, whether that's a friend, a partner, a coworker, a teacher, professor, whatever your situation is. And really, if you're on Earth to be alone, then this wouldn't matter. But we're not on Earth to be alone. We're on Earth to create and to share our experience with others. And if I don't have anything to offer with my word, then what am I doing? Like, literally, what are you doing? So you probably have people in your life that you are super close with, and when you look at those people, I would say most likely those people are people that the relationship you have with them is you are very truthful with them, or you do share more about yourself with them and they probably reciprocate that, and you do it in with this understanding that what they're saying is honest, truthful, sincere, authentic, and those are the relationships, and those are the relationships that you seek, and those are the people at the end of the day when things happen to you, good or bad, those are the people you want to talk to. If you break that bond, if if your word loses its power and validity, your friendship goes with it. Absolutely. It's gone. See ya. Or maybe it's not gone, but it creates a divide in your friendship that you have to work to overcome, or you don't. And saying that, and I also don't want you to get the idea that I've told 100% truth my entire life. That's not what we're saying here. We're saying if you have made a choice or slipped up and said something that wasn't entirely true or something that's flat wrong, that's okay. It is okay. It's what you do since then. It's every time if you do that, all right, look in the mirror. Was that right? Was that wrong? If it's wrong, all right, I got to do better. I don't want to. You can't build you can't build a life around lies. You can't build a life around fibs. You can't have the relationships that you desire when your word is gone. Furthermore, if you are willing to tell a fib, tell a lie, exaggerate a truth, all those things to someone, then you are saying I am okay to receive that same type of false information, false energy. And we don't look at it that way. But that is very true. If I'm okay doing it, then I must be okay with it being done to me. But I can tell you, most people don't want to be lied to. They don't want to be fooled, manipulated, anything like that. But if you're gonna go out and do it, then you're saying that I'm okay with doing it myself. Because if you weren't okay with it, then you would change your action to begin with, and you would build the friendships and relationships with people around you that were equally like you, with the intention and the desire to tell the truth. And if you look out into the world right now, on top of this, we have this whole fake news movement. And we sit from the sideline and we judge all these, let's just say, politicians or news media outlets, journalists, newscasters, people on TV, whatever. And we get upset with them that they're telling lies or they're exaggerating the truth. And I understand why we get upset with them. And then you also understand why they do it, because it increases ratings and views and money. It's all money based, whatever. But the point is, if you're going to sit here and be upset with them, then you should be sitting here upset with yourself when you tell a lie or when you tell a fib or when you exaggerate the truth. If you aren't, if you're going to sit and type on Twitter or Facebook or wherever, or Instagram, whatever the site is, and call out or be upset, or tell your friend and be upset toward your friend about how such and such just posted this exaggerated story about how Donald Trump or AOC said this. If you're going to be that passionate about that, then I hope you're that passionate about telling the truth with your friends and your relationships in your life. Let's be honest with ourselves. I cannot change what somebody broadcasts on TV. I cannot change what somebody says to me. I can only control what comes out of my mouth and the intention behind the words of what comes out of my mouth, and the life I want to live, and the relationships I want to build and sustain and enjoy in my life. And that starts from me, and that starts from what comes out of my mouth. One more thing I want to touch on with this. So people would say, like, okay, I get you. What about in the situations where telling the whole truth or manipulating the truth might be better? The outcome might be better than if I were to tell the truth. So I'm one that doesn't believe in absolutes. And I've really sat with this thought too. I feel like I've never really seen where 100% of the time life is this way. So, with everything I just said, I will say there are times when you sit and you evaluate, okay, what do I do here? And the best thing I can say to that, where I sit right now, is if your intention truly is, if your heart is in the right place and your intention is correct, and you're in a situation that both results are bad, it's like bad or worse, or bad or worse and worse, then you have to just sit with yourself, think about it, and decide, all right, what can I offer here that isn't lying or isn't untrue, but if I can save some words, I could protect the person that I'm talking with, or things of that nature. Because you don't, sometimes, even in those shitty situations, you don't, even if it hurts, you want to be honest with the person you're speaking with. Even if it hurts them, it might hurt them now, but long term, there's more long term gain by telling them the truth or being honest with them. Even if it does create a rocky relationship or friendship with them in the present time, I promise you, if that friendship's meant to be, it will resurrect itself, and you will rebuild, and it will be better than it was. Sometimes we have to look at too, if we withhold the truth from others, is that because it's serving us in those moments, or is it serving them? So you gotta look too. Am I not telling this whole truth right now, or I'm not being honest because it just makes me feel uncomfortable, even though it's the right thing to do overall and it's the right thing for them? It makes me feel uncomfortable, so I'm just gonna put it to the side. I'm not gonna deal with it. I'm not gonna be honest because I don't want to feel uncomfortable. I don't want to feel pain. It's like in those moments I would say no, no, no. If it's not, if it's self-serving, we shouldn't be doing that. If the true intent is this is best for them, I truly, I've sat with this and I really think this is best for them, then you say it. Even if it sucks, you say it. If you're serving yourself, you got to reevaluate. And those are the shitty things about this, because we don't always want to do that, understandably so. But that's how you build power in your word. If you can face those moments, the toughest moments, and you still find the strength to tell the truth, then that means next time I can turn to you and I know that this person in my life is speaking truth to me, and I can trust their word, and I can value and trust the things that they are telling me. And overall, you'll never know someday if you're in a situation, and I can't think of a situation other than one that's very bad, that the only thing you have going for you is your word. And if I spent 25 years speaking crap, but in this one moment I needed people to listen and believe in me because it was true, well, if I saturated my entire life with garbage, how can I expect somebody to believe me now? But if you put in those years and that time to speak clearly, honestly, you can bail yourself out of some moment that could sneak up on you, where you're like, well, I'm glad I lived an honorable life, so now people really do believe in me, do trust me, and also want to be a part of my life. And if you go to bed at night with that on your conscience, and you know you did what's best, I think you're doing pretty well in life, no matter really what how the world views you. No matter how the world measures your success, I feel you are successful in life. And on top of that, it's never too late to change. It's never too late to look in the mirror, to reevaluate, to take a step back, to be like, all right, maybe I've done maybe I've done a lot of this up until this point in my life, but there's always a point in which you can change, and it starts slowly, and you're not going to be perfect in that process. You're not going to go a whole life of habitually being dishonest, or and think that's going to change overnight. It's more so, I'm going to make the effort, and I'm going to have the intention to do better. I'm going to put one foot in front of the other. I'm going to do better because I have the intention to do better. Therefore, I will do better. And when I do make a mistake, I sit with it. I forgive myself for it. And I continue to move forward with the intention of I'm going to do better. And over time, you will see how you start to transform yourself and your words. And you'll honestly forget how you used to be. that it will become a distant memory over time, and you'll feel better about yourself for it. So yeah, wow, that was a lot. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate your support. Any questions, comments, whatever, you can post them on YouTube or through the website. Other than that, though, have a good weekend. We will see you next time. Peace.
My intuition is telling me there'll be better days.